Hi everyone, sorry I'm slightly late to my own live. I was having some technical issues. So happy Monday to everyone. I hope that everyone had a really good weekend. Let me know if you're hopping on with me or if you're catching this in the replay, then hashtag replay and I can drop in some love to you. So yes, I hope everyone had a great Saturday and Sunday, and today I would like to talk about self-love, because this week in my Getting Real series I'm going to be talking a little bit more about self-judgment, lots to do with body image, self-perception, but we couldn't really kickstart things without, hey Melinda, we couldn't really kickstart things without talking about self-love. So self-love is something that we all hear a lot on Instagram. It's like a nice little hashtag. You often get this like hashtag self-care Sunday, all this stuff. And if we hear things too often, hey Elliot, if we hear things too often, then sometimes they can kind of lose their meaning. And with self-love, that's definitely the case. But the fact remains that self-love and self-worth are actually fundamental to health and happiness. It's not just a practice, it's an action. And it's a mindset and it's a whole approach to life. So self-love is having, it's a resolute respect for yourself. It's knowing your self-worth. It's acknowledging your worth and choosing to prioritize yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself, not just for yourself, but also for your friends, for your family, for the world in general. And it's also, being readily able to participate with everyone. Hey Simon, thanks for hopping on. And it's knowing what serves and what doesn't serve you and knowing your own boundaries. So holes in your self-love armor. Hey Elliot. So holes in your self-love armor can take kind of many forms. So the first one is bad self-chat. So our inner mean girl, as I say, or mean boy for that case as well, can be the most judgmental person that we have in our life. You know, the things that we say to ourselves inside our own head, we wouldn't dream of saying that to anyone else. Hey Luke. We wouldn't dream of saying that to anyone else in our life. Actually one of the things that I really noticed was when in the 18 months before I got diagnosed with PCOS, one of the side effects is weight gain, and I put on 2 stone, which is effectively 12 kilos, and I'd been beating myself up hard in front of the mirror constantly. And it wasn't actually until I decided when I got diagnosed with PCOS that I just had to stop all of that self-chat, how completely debilitating it was to my health and my happiness. And I just realized that I was going to have to turn all these horrible negative affirmations into positive ones, and that's something that I still choose to do every single day. You know, that voice hasn't gone away. It still comes up. It still looks at my thighs or my cellulite or my skin or whatever, and inserts a horrible caption, but I have to choose to meet that with a positive affirmation. And actually when I decided that, it made a huge difference to my health and my happiness. So as I was able to switch my mindset, I was actually able to accelerate my own healing process. Next is also our neglectful tendencies, or accepting harmful choices in our life. Hey Ella. And also the unrealistic expectations that we set for ourselves. You know, we all set ourselves up for failure, essentially, with our endless comparison games, the endless I am or I am not statements, and stories that we make up about ourselves. And the things that basically where nothing will ever come close to being able to come close to that. So next is if you're sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. It's extremely hot in Bali today. I'm like dying today. So our whole self-worth and our self-love actually really underpins our entire relationship with the outside world. So if you're stuck in a relationship that isn't serving you and you can't seem to get out of it, if you aren't where you are in your career, it can be because you don't think that you're capable or deserving enough for anything else. Or it's often people can liken it also to net worth. So if you have a very poor net worth, it could be to do with your self-worth. You know, maybe you don't ask for that raise because you don't think that you're capable of it. Or maybe you spend all your money shopping because you're looking for that kind of external validation rather than deepening your connection to yourself. So the reason for this bad self-chat is actually extremely, it's kind of scientific. So, you know, back when we were cavemen, Love, we are programmed to seek love from other people, because love equals basically us getting shelter and food from the tribe, therefore not being able to be fed to the lions, being able to reproduce and mate, and being able to kind of live our life as humans, as is planned for us. And still that is kind of innately still going on inside our own head. So, you know, for us, not receiving love is still akin essentially with death. For example, you know, your thighs being too big, or you not being funny enough or clever enough, equals no one will love you, you will not reproduce, and you'll be thrown out of the tribe and you will die. So it's quite extreme what's going on inside of our heads, but actually the extensiveness of our worries has become a lot more convoluted with the development of the human mind and society. Luckily, however, we do have the power to change this and to really switch that voice going on inside our head. It's not an overnight shift, it's actually a daily practice, and it's something that we have to choose to do. You know, my inner perfectionist to this day, hey Eva, how are you, lovely? My inner perfectionist to this day is literally forever critiquing my body, you know, my skin, my torso, my cellulite. But the impact of this, it's not just to do with kind of, you know, the way that we look or whatever. The impact of this, and I think actually one of the worst impacts of bad self-talk, is how we self-sabotage in our whole life. It's, you know, it's what in the way that we hold ourselves back from our goals. So, you know, you thinking that you aren't capable of any more actually prevents you from really going after the things that you want in life, which is really quite tragic. You know, that all the things that are available to you, all the possibilities, all the kind of incredible things that you could invite into your life, that you wouldn't go out and achieve those things because of the stories that you're telling yourselves in your own head, I think is one of the worst impacts of bad self-chat and lack of self-love. You know, the impact upon yourself, but also the lives that you could be affecting as well. So that's definitely the thing that I take the most issue with in terms of your life goals. You know, being too afraid to take risks or to strive for more because you don't think that you're capable of getting it, and you're looking back, you know, later on in your life, and you know, really being full of regret for the chances that you didn't take, only because of the stories that you had inside your own head, and choosing to adhere to those stories. As I said, like, it is something that's very tragic, and we really do owe it to ourselves and to the world to generally just keep choosing self-love each and every single day. So one of my main pieces of advice with self-love is living on purpose and living with intention. So not only not allowing all these external factors to keep pushing you from pillar to post. It's all about choosing the things in life that you know that you really love and that you really value, and keeping that in the forefront of your mind, setting your own boundaries, and being able to say no to, you know, to work or to people or to experiences or actions or behaviours that really just don't align with your values, and that you can see are depleting you in some kind of way, and certainly not supporting you either, you know, for yourself or in your kind of general life goals. And also in good self-care. And this isn't just in forms of kind of like, you know, all the kind of hashtag self-care Sunday, put on a face mask and you'll be fine. It's actually basic stuff like getting enough sleep, eating good food, exercising, nurturing your relationships, taking kind of pride in your relationships with your friends and your family. You know, all those kind of basic human things that actually in our crazy busy lives, it's so easy to forget about. Those are the things that actually make a huge difference. You know, me and my housemate were actually talking this morning. Hey, Ashley. We're actually talking this morning about, hi, Matt. God, I don't think I've ever seen you on my live. Oh, my God. It's so exciting. Yeah, all of those things that are so basic that actually when we fall out of routine, it affects us so much. You know, I find that my anxiety really comes up when I come out of my morning routine, when I haven't been getting enough sleep, when I haven't been eating the right food. All these things that are so basic, but are just so key, and they just show kind of the highest form of respect that you have for yourself, because ultimately that's what it is. Self-love, self-care, self-worth, self-respect, it's all of this kind of umbrella stuff together. So that's kind of been a very basic and quick introduction to self-love, and I am going to go a little bit more into detail during the course of the week in terms of kind of going into body image and self-perception. So yes, yay, finally on my live. So that's been a really, really basic introduction. So I'm really looking forward to this week. I'm really, really excited about the topic of body image. I think it's definitely something that needs to be talked about more, and I'm going to be getting really real and vulnerable about that one as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the line tomorrow or later this week. And thank you for joining. Let me know if you caught up on the replay, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye.